reaching you from your darling station, NJ Sports 24, right here at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, the Nigerian Federal Capital Territory. And today's episode will promise to bring to your listening pleasure a very educative episode that talks about handling sport injuries, with much emphasis on immediate care and protocols. Our guests will be joining us virtually later on the show. But before we get to introduce my guest, let's take a background report that gives us more information on the topic of discussion today. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Sport and physical activity are crucial to maintaining a healthy lifestyle for people of all ages. Their wide-ranging benefits include prevention of chronic diseases, reduced morbidity and mortality, and improved mental health. However, participation in sports and physical activity can also result in injury, referred to as sport injuries. They occur most commonly to the musculoskeletal system that allows the human body to move. There are two kinds of sport injuries, acute and chronic. An injury that occurs suddenly, such as sprained ankle caused by an awkward landing, is known as an acute injury, while chronic injuries are caused by repeated overuse of muscle groups or joints. Acute injuries, according to experts, happen with sudden excessive force, hence going slowly at first, stretch before every activity, practice, and play on a proper surface are among the 6 rules experts prescribed for sport injury prevention, especially for kids. Managing acute injuries, immediate care, and protocols is our focal point of discussion today on Sport Health and Wellness Program, as experts are already waiting in the studio to do justice to the topic. Amazon.
Thank you very much, Ahmad, for that background report. I hope our listeners have a clue of what we're going to discuss today, managing acute sports injuries. And I'll be doing this with a renowned sports doctor who will be joining us virtually. Permit me to introduce him to us at this juncture. He's no other person but Babajide Lawson. Babajide Lawson is a seasoned orthopedic and trauma surgeon. He is a fellow of the West African College of Surgeons. He currently runs the orthopedic and trauma unit for Reddington Group of Hospitals in Lagos, Nigeria. Dr. Babajide has traveled far and wide, both locally and globally, with vast experience spanning for almost 2 decades. Babajide will be joining him shortly to continue with the topic of our discussion today, which is managing acute sports injuries, with much emphasis on immediate care and protocols. Can Babajide out there hear me if we actually can connect to him?
I hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Babajide, you're welcome to the show. Many thanks for finding time to join us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
We are talking about managing acute sports injuries with much emphasis on immediate care and protocols. What is the first step in managing acute sports injuries?
Yeah, thank you very much. The first thing you want need to, first of all, assess is to determine if this is a simple or a severe injury. I mean, if a person were playing on the field and gets an injury, is it something trivial that can be managed at the home, like a simple injury, like a sprain, or could it just be like a fracture? So the very first step is to assess: is this something simple, or is this something that requires further medical attention? Now, if it's something that is very simple, all you essentially need to do to start out with is to rest the limb. That is, get the person off the pitch. Ice. I mean, if you watch quite a number of football games, you see sometimes when the players get injured, some are taken off, and you immediately see them with ice bandaged around the injured part. And then there would now be C, which is the compression, and E, which is elevation for the right mnemonic, which is the most basic first step of care for any injury.
I heard you mention the word rise there. On a lighter note, I didn't hear you speak about stew, but if I could get it right, you said rise talks about rest, then ice, the injured area, it could be knee, ankle, or wherever, and then compression and elevation. So, how do the rise method help in treating sports injuries?
Beautiful. Okay, so the first thing is it's a very simple thing most people can handle. So the first part, the rest, is take the person away from the area of the injury. That's the very first step. Now, the icing can be done. The preferred method would be to get either an ice pack, or you can improvise with ice cubes in a towel or in a Ziploc bag. But the ice should not directly be on the part of the body. It should not be on the skin. There should be some form of protection between the ice itself and the skin. And you do that for between 10, 15, 20 minutes every 3 to 4 hours. And the aim of that is, with the ice in place, it helps to essentially reduce the blood flow, reduce inflammation, and by extension will reduce swelling. Then the C is for compression. So that would be bandaging, which will do two things: provide support and at the same time help to reduce swelling. The final part, which is the E, would now be the one where there's elevation. If it's in the lower limb, you want to elevate it and put it on a pillow above the heart to help with blood flow return and by extension reduce swelling. So that's where the rice ends, but there's no stew.
Go ahead, doctor. Okay, now you talked about where rise ends. Now, when should an athlete seek advanced or medical attention instead of using the rise method?
Oh, Very good. Very, very good question. So the first thing is when there's a significant loss of function. So you're playing football, you get tackled. The minute you get up, you can't stand, you can't put your weight on that limb. You can't put your weight on that leg, you can't bear weight. The second thing is if there's an obvious deformity, meaning the leg is bent in an awkward way, which actually would suggest that there's something like a fracture. Of course, in some cases, it can be so dramatic that you'll actually see the bone protruding. If there's sudden, quick, rapid swelling, then that requires attention. Now, if in the immediate aftermath of the injury, you apply the RICE methodology and the person does not get better after 48 hours, then you should go and see a doctor. Now, for the other part which I think would cover for most sports, is the concept of head injuries, whereby, I mean, this will come across all sports: football, hockey, swimming. So anything that would lead to a loss of consciousness, a concussion, dizziness, blurring of vision immediately after the injury needs to be taken, to the hospital immediately.
All right, you're watching your most exciting sports program on television, Sports Health and Wellness. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, the discussion continues here in the studio. Don't touch that remote.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise and land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Diversity is unique, we have all the destination. We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry last. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
That is injuries that can be caused easily, like all of a sudden. Like sometimes people don't warm up, but because you do sport, they just feel it's something easy, so they just come instead of warming up before running. They just go through the motion. So at that process, you can easily get that injury. Sometimes it causes like your ankle or maybe a muscle pull or tear or something. So that's what I know about it. Yeah, a lot, a lot, yeah. And that's why right now, as I became a coach, I feel like all my players, they should warm up before participating or playing any games. Okay, my experience was I wanted to cheat my coach before he came, so I started playing because my coach, whenever he comes, he wants us to warm up before we play. So I took a ball, started playing, and I got tear from my calf, and that took me like 6 or how many months to recover.
My name is Odi David. Okay, acute injury. It's more like injuries that occur suddenly. Like it happens when you're doing either running or doing a sport, and then accidentally you just awkwardly land in a wrong position, and then it affects your ankle. As that happens. Yeah. I went for a dunk, like in basketball, you know, where you jump high and then put the ball in the rim. I went for a dunk, and then I landed on someone's leg, and then it happened quick. Like it was like it snapped on my legs. That's what happened. Yeah.
Acute injury, well, it occurs mainly when you sprain or injure yourself like immediately or almost immediately, yes. Especially when you land awkwardly or you land on something or someone.
Quite interesting. We are having another guest joining us on the show, our regular right here in the studio on our previous two episodes. But today he's joining us virtually. It's no other person but Dr. Olajide Adebola. So, Olajide, can you hear us loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear. It's a privilege to be on Sports, Health and Wellness again, episode 3. And it was very exciting listening to Dr. Babajide Lawson, your medic and trauma surgeon, telling us, our viewers and audiences, how best you can manage acute sports injuries and when to report and seek medical attention in the hospital.
Much for finding time to be with us. Now, let's continue with the discussion. Is it safe to patronize native doctors or native healers than the orthodox doctors?
It is not safe to seek for attention where you cannot be thoroughly helped. One of the principles of saving life first in first aid is to promote life, to protect life, and preserve life. So you don't go to where those 3 P's cannot be given to you. When there's an injury, and what you do in the first 72 hours, 48 to 72 hours, and thereafter determines the healing process and as well as the time to return to safe play. So it would be ill-advised to be seeking for complementary and alternative medical care for your sports injury when you are not sure of the knowledge, the skill sets and competencies of the provider. Can a traditional medical provider or complementary and alternative medicine practitioners attend to sports injury? Yes, it's possible, but you have to be sure of where you are going to. Sometimes we call herbalists, not in the sense of the colloquial language of our environment. Herbalists are just people that conjure herbs, and we all take herbs one way or the other. If you are talking about traditional medical practice, complementary and alternative medicine, definitely they have a role. Healthcare is being integrated in a holistic approach today globally, but you must be sure that you have the right referral before seeking health services from such providers.
All right. Let's get back to Dr. Babajide Lawson. This question will be directed to him. We would like him to answer at this juncture. Dr. Babajide, can you hear us loud and clear, Doctor?
Yes, I can hear you.
Protocols besides the RISE method for acute injuries management. If you can't hear me, let me take the question again. Are there other protocols besides the RISE method in treating acute injuries?
Yeah, I heard you the first time. So there are other protocols, but they essentially are extensions of the RISE protocol. So there's what you call PRICE, which talks about protection in addition to the RISE. So protection can be in the form of either the use of casts. There are modified air casts and things that people can put on. And I mean, if you watch some football games, you see maybe when the match ends, the footballer is leaving the pitch in crutches and with maybe a boot cast on the lower limbs, or what we call a cricket pad splint, some form of splintage. So it is protection, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Now, the further extension of that could now also be what we call police, which is protection, optimal loading. And the optimal loading portion comes when you talk about the use of things like crutches, ambulatory aids, where the idea is you want to take weight off the limb or provide support as the person is loading the limb. So, assuming I get tackled and I have an injury on my left ankle and it's significantly swollen, I can get a boot cast put on it before the match ends. And then when I'm leaving the stadium, I probably will go home in crutches, just so that I'm not putting weight on that portion of my leg. So those are the two additional extensions for the protocols aside from rice. So to recap, you have rice, you have price, and then you have police. And all of them are extensions of rice.
Very interesting. Today's terminologies get me very excited. Here you have rise, you have price, you have police. This is interesting. I believe our viewers out there are having a very nice time, so educative out there for them. And now back to Olajide. We'll be taking our question from a pool of feedbacks we got from our previous episodes. Dr. Olajide, Chike Brown from Abuja is asking, he wants to find out if some athletes who still engage active exercise still suffer cardiac arrest sometimes, very fatal. Is exercise sometimes excessive?
Thank you very much, Tawase Baima, the able presenter of Sports Health and Wellness of NTA Sports. In order not to suffer cardiac arrest during exercise, when we talked about injury prevention in our first episode, we emphasized the need to have a pre-participation assessment. As a matter of fact, you should have your health passport that indicates your longitudinal history since you have been a competitive athlete, that is an elite athlete, whether you're a recreational athlete, you should have your medical record. And before you exercise, you should see your medical doctor. And we're encouraging you to see a sports and exercise medicine practitioner or specialist, because you will be examined across all the body systems. And for your cardiovascular systems, one of the things they'll be looking at for is an enlarged heart. Why people suffer sudden cardiac death during exercise is not related only to an enlarged heart. There could be pre-existing medical conditions, okay? There could be existing diseases within the disorders within the cardiovascular system that can predispose an individual to sudden cardiac death during intense activities or exercise. So before you start exercising, it's important that you go for a medical checkup, whether you are a recreational athlete or elite athlete that is competitive or not. And then that evaluation helps to look at the state of your heart. In the course of my career in sports and exercise medicine, I've had the opportunity to preserve the life of one of our football players that his heart was enlarged until we were able to evaluate totally to be sure that there's no risk or to bring jeopardy to his life in the course of playing football. And those are the kind of investigations that we need to do. Full cardiac workup, both biochemical, ECG, should do echocardiography, the renal function systems, the BMI, musculoskeletal examinations. There are a whole lot of things that is done. This will show if there are any threats, underlying health status that could jeopardize individuals' health during intense activities like sports activities.
Very educating. I must commend both of you for your uh, in-depth explanation of giving light into our topic of discussion today. Thank you very much, Dr. Olajide Adeola and Dr. Babajide Lawson for adding color to our today's program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. I believe our viewers have been having a very nice time out there. You've been able to, get something meaningful when it regards to managing acute sports injuries. Yes, prevention, they say, is better than cure, but sometimes these things happen, and when they happen, it is pertinent that we understand how to manage these injuries when they do happen. You can be part of this show by sending in your views, your comments, and all of that. By sending in your views, you can send to these numbers shown on your screen: 081 4257. Or you can send us an email to president@nasmed.ng, where we can have your views and then review them in a subsequent episode. Let's do this again, same time, same station, and next week. My name is Tewase Igbayema, saying keep watching Sports Health and Wellness. Bye for now.
Well, of course, I've seen the news, and particularly the two cases of